You are now tuned into the FuseBox Radio Broadcast with DJ Fusion and John Judah. Syndicated worldwide to bring real black radio back to the masses.
All right, everybody, 1 2 1 2. What's going on? You're now in tune to another brand new session of the syndicated worldwide FuseBox Radio Broadcast, bringing you a slice of what we call 21st century black radio to the masses each and every week. And our definition of that is bringing in that mixture of music representing the international Black Diaspora, which includes hip-hop, soul, funk, jazz, reggae, house, and more, as well as dropping a bit of news and commentary on heads. And at times, we'd go ahead and delve into the interview sphere as well. On the mix and commentary end, you got myself, DJ Fusion. On the side, you got my bro. I'll have him go ahead and do his intro.
Yes, indeedy, the rock from the source, of course. I saw Raw Black Hawk coming around, rocking and keeping it on. Yes, indeed, Fusion. What's the deal?
Doing good. As I said during last week's show, just due to a whole bunch of stuff happening on both of our ends, it's been a little while since we've both been able to go ahead and get into the studio and do some things together. Yep. So it's nice to be able to do that during this particular week's show and whatnot. It's on some level unfortunate because when we get into the news and commentary, a whole bunch of crappy stuff has happened during the past week or so. And, we're during the post-Thanksgiving break time and everything. So we'll go ahead and get into that in a second. But as always, we're glad to have folks supporting us. Whether it's from the very beginning, we had our originating, our foundation jump off in 1998 over in New Jersey at Rutgers U Radio to the present where we got this internet radio steez, podcast steez, and all that good stuff on top of a few FM folks and what have you. We deeply appreciate you. And, even during some of these shows, we had to put on some of the old school archives and stuff. We still have, our nice ratings and, more folks hopping on board to the FuseBox vibe. We definitely appreciate all of y'all for being a part of what we're trying to do with independent media as a whole. We have our fun, we groove, we joke, we do, other cool things. But when stuff gets serious, we got to be able to put stuff out there. And as I'm going to get into, I know on my end, on the commentary end a bit, independent media is more and more vital each and every freaking day on a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, man, we're about to get to our 3-hour block of goodness. And for those who are listening to the show for the first time, first and foremost, welcome. Yep. And I'm just going to break down how we do each show on a traditional end. At the beginning, we go ahead, we do our FuseBox Radio Broadcast promo spiel of upcoming events, how you can check us out on the web, so forth and so on. And then thereafter, both myself and Ausar go ahead and get into the music mixes with only some brief interruption via the folks of Black Agenda Report and, other news things we have here and there. And also in the beginning of our promo spiel and stuff, when we go ahead and get into our commentary for the week in terms of news items that popped up in our heads. So I know we're going to be doing a little bit of talking this week because it's been a while, and as previously stated, a lot has happened. A lot has happened that we need to touch base on. So
no doubt.
Let's go on ahead and do that. You can always check out what's going on to FuseBox Radio Broadcast family via our official website, FuseboxRadioOnline.com, FuseboxRadioOnline.com. Our official blog site is blackradiosback.com, where besides blog posts and all that other good stuff, you can also check out all of our wonderful broadcast partners who spread the FuseBox Radio vibe to the masses all over the world. We have a link there called FuseBox Radio Affiliates. Click on there, and besides our program and support all the other great programming those folks have on board as well. If you're on the social media end, we're on pretty much every major social media site under FuseBox Radio. So, for example, Twitter.com/FuseBoxRadio, YouTube.com/FuseBoxRadio, Instagram.com/FuseBoxRadio, so forth and so on. Now on Facebook, our Facebook page is Facebook.com/FuseBoxRadioShow, one straight word. My personal page is Facebook.com/FuseBoxRadio. You can join both, but we're trying to get more and more people on the like page, and you know, we're getting some decent growth on that end. And on that page, you know, I'll post up news items and other stuff of interest on top of, you know, just what we're doing with the radio show and all of that good stuff. So let's see here. What else? Oh, if you want to check out the FuseBox Radio Broadcast via your favorite podcast or music streaming service of choice, we are on all the majors. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're on TuneIn Radio, Podbay FM, Player FM, and more. And if you're like, I can't remember any of this stuff, just search for FuseBox Radio Broadcast on your favorite search engine of choice. All of our stuff will pop up. All of our awesome logo will pop up. Shout out to the folks at waxchemistry.com for designing that for us a few years ago. And yep, you can go from there. And if you really like our show, I'm trying to get more people to give us reviews and think that get us more eyes and attention when you go on to iTunes and Stitcher and those other sites. If you dig what we're doing, hit up that 4 or 5 star rating, say why you dig it and all of that. We really appreciate it if you can take out a little bit of time to go on ahead and do that. Let's see here. In terms of past and current events that we're going to be representing that, shout out to the folks again over at the Marine Corps Marathon.
No doubt.
We represented over there for the second year in a row around mile 25 of the course. We deeply appreciate all the folks who came out and, you know, shouted out folks and gave what's up and everything. And of course, shout out to all the athletes who participated in that event. 4th largest marathon in the United States, 8th largest in the entire world. And for somebody like me who, when I did one half marathon about 2 years ago, I felt like my legs were about to fall off and quit on me. If you can do 26 miles, you're on point. I don't care if you did it like slow, if you're like on those like athlete vibes when they're doing it like that 2 hours plus. Because, you know, I don't even want to sound stereotypical, but it's going to sound stereotypical. A lot of them African brothers and sisters be doing that joint in like 2 hours to like 2.5 hours. You know, that's some G stuff right there. And in the place that both myself and Ausar have been at for the past few years, where you see people around the end, when you see them folks running, they're like running like how somebody would like just glide through the mall or something. Yeah. That's some training right there. That's some training mentally and physically. And, you know, of course you got to have like, be in somewhat decent shape to do any kind of race. I don't care what the length is. But when you're doing something like that, where for me, my daily commute into where I work in the DC metro area is about a smooth 30 miles. So I'm like, you know, if you did that just for whatever reason, you're on point. So, you know, shouts out to those folks on that end. Of course, shout out to our folks over at DC Rapid 1 versus Many. Did a showcase with them not too long ago.
No doubt.
And for the upcoming event end, especially here in the DC metro area, I know my coming up on a professional career vibe was more in New Jersey, New York. So in a way, one get kind of spoiled to like entertainment or industry events and stuff being right around the corner. It's not that much so in DC. So for people who want to take their arts or entertainment careers seriously or technology careers seriously, there's an event happening on Saturday, December 6, 2014 at the Rise Demonstration Center at Gateway Center in Southeast DC from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. called the Made in the DMV Conference. You can register for this event, which is a free event, so you should register at madeinthethe.com. There's going to be a lot of great panels, workshops, performances, and more going on throughout the day. And besides myself having the honor of being on the DJ panel for said event that day to represent the FuseBox Radio Broadcast vibe and all that, there's going to be a lot of great DJs there. There's going to be a lot of great folks who do things on the entertainment end with TV. I know we got folks representing from Revolt TV, allhiphop.com, the Best of Both Offices, various folks who have produced for a whole lot of hip-hop artists, a lot of folks representing the nonprofit sector, and fashion designers, photographers, plenty more. So for people who are like, this area doesn't necessarily have a lot of people around, part of that saying would be because you don't necessarily know who's here. You know, and to have an event like this that's for free, because a lot of these music industry events cost a lot of money, especially if you're not like connected to the organization. If you are any kind of artist or want to have a business and on the creative end, this is something that you should not miss. So go to madeinthethe.com to go ahead and register. And shout out to our fam over at Will Rap for Food Inc. And I got it for free for holding and sponsoring this event within the DC community. And for my people who are like, well, I don't know how to get around that way, all that information is on their website, and it is metro accessible. So whether you're hopping on that metro bus or, using that smart trip on the train and, you can walk yourself a good block or two, you can get right to this location. So it's one of those things I personally almost feel like you have no excuse to not go. Unless there's like no snowstorm or no big weather event or something personal happen to you. So I hope to see some folks there. It should be a real good time, real fun time, real good, interesting time in the mix and all of that for folks. So
no doubt.
On the event end, that is about it. And yeah, let's go on ahead and get into some commentary, which unfortunately is going to be kind of on the downside for a minute before we get into some other things. The verdict in Ferguson, Missouri was dropped, and I think unfortunately it was what most people of color expected it to be, which was there was no indictment of Officer Darren Wilson for the killing of Michael Brown. It's obviously a huge disappointment. It's obviously a slap in the face to a lot of folks. It took over 100 days to have publicly announced a decision. I think they knew how it was going to be from the jump. And this death is just one of many deaths that happened because of institutionalized racism in this country and a flawed justice system. If you did not have a system where you have police who could feel that they pretty much have immunity for a lot of their actions, this type of thing would not occur as much less when a lot of those actions are against a populace that, while America likes to spit that land of free, home of the brave, everybody's treated equally stuff, where there's still huge schisms in terms of how folks are treated by race and class in this country. Much less with Black Americans, much less with Black American males. And to me, I learned a few lessons from this because it kind of sucks that it almost feels like every few months we had to do a show where we talk about some mess like this. You know what I mean? And I got a few big carryaways from this. First and foremost, one of them was the power of media and propaganda. Now, through the course of over 100 days, including right at the beginning, everybody knew something was funny about this case. You know something's funny about a case when you need to have the American Civil Liberties Union file a police report saying, well, if this boy got shot in the street, y'all supposed to file a police report saying what happened. It's a basic incident report. And they got back a blank report from the Ferguson PD. You know something's funny when all these international media folks come down and you got cops firing tear gas at them and arresting the press. Totally infringing on the freedom of press. You got no-fly zones happening across the city. You got people trying to stop, which, thank God for, a lot of the independent media folks as individuals and as groups who are doing things. You had people trying to stop folks from streaming what was actually happening on the street. Because the corporate media here, which are the ABC, NBC, CNN, Fox, so forth and so on, were only showing certain segments of stuff until there was enough noise by the independent media people streaming the live things to know that things were not proper. And things were good. Even from the beginning, you had people with cell phones and all that other type of stuff taping things. And to see how the corporate media, which for a minute was asking some legitimate questions like, why is there more of a militarized police state? That you had more independent people asking stuff about and whatnot beforehand, putting out real issues about how things function and looking at these statistics in terms of how Black Americans are treated by the police. Turn on a dime when they thought they were going to get riot porn the second the verdict was said that it was going to happen. The literal second, they were waiting to have that, well, part of my language. Look at these wild niggers destroying their area because they mad. Why are they mad anyway? It's like, it was crazy to see it live when all of it was happening, because on one computer when I was at home, I'm seeing the live streams of various stuff. And then I'm looking at the CNN feed. And it was really just bugged out. Because now, all of a sudden, you're just supposed to sweep under the rug what happened during the past 100+ days. The past 3+ months where you saw all this stuff occurring. You're just supposed to be like, okay, now, some shit's about to jump off, We're going to be here live while watching shit jump off and be there like, why can't these black folks be nonviolent? Which is a whole other thing I'm about to get into in a hot second. The power of the media and propaganda is simply astounding. You're supposed to be there like, oh, well, just another black person dead. Let's all just move on with our lives. And a lot of that stuff was a kick in the teeth, because right after the verdict happened, you see the prosecuting attorney, the guy who should have removed himself in the first place from this case, because he had family that were cops and got killed by people. You see this cat like talking on TV and smirking while he's talking about the grand jury decision, which they didn't even necessarily even had to go to a grand jury to get an indictment, for one. And he's like, I don't want to be racist, but I'm like thinking the worst racial terms while I'm looking at this dude talking about this thing like, yep, we got away with it no matter what y'all did, no matter how y'all tried to do stuff. You see, none of these media organizations questioning this dude. Not one single bit. You got some of these coon reporters with mics, and I'm not apologizing for saying it. And people have seen what I've said online and stuff. I really don't care. No doubt. You got like cats like TJ Holmes and Don Lemon who are just pushing all types of nonsense while they're on the ground in Ferguson. You got even Don Lemon having the nerve to try to like just throw more things and make like, well, I'm in this crowd of upset people and obviously there's weed smoke in there or whatever. It's like, dog, really? Things are about to jump off after a huge case, and the first thing you want to talk about is, I ain't like them Negroes over there. There's weed smoke in the air. It's like, bruh. Wah, wah. You're already really not liked by most black Americans who have sense in the brain and they sell out their soul. And then, you doing this. Like, you see that weird new age, I'm colorless or I'm a new black mentality. Which is usually an elitist way of just trying to separate yourself from other people, think that other issues ain't gonna happen to you. And for a cat like Don Lemon, and again, I ain't trying to offend nobody, but let's keep it 100. Don Lemon is a black man who's gay. I'm pretty sure in your life you had all types of epithets spit at you. You can't all of a sudden just be there like, nah, I ain't that dude. I mean, I don't think he's that stupid. I do think that he's that corrupted by whatever checks he's making with CNN or that Fox News job he's trying to get, because, they got a whole seafood full of coons with mics over there.
Smacking them on the butt.
And whatnot. And the final big kick in the teeth with all of this, besides the fact that a young man had his life snuffed out for essentially no reason, because even if you want to believe the mainstream narrative of that he supposedly stole something and whatever, and that made him deserve to get shot 8 freaking times. We ain't even talking about one time. 8 freaking times. You have Officer Darren Wilson, who as of the time of recording, resigned from the Ferguson PD. I'm sure off of like that bank full of money he got when people donated a whole bunch of money to him, and then the money he got from what I'm about to talk about. Not even 24 hours after this verdict happened, parts of Ferguson are still burning. People are getting arrested. All these protests are happening throughout the United States and through the world. No doubt. Which, bless everybody who has some sense all over the world who sees what this type of nonsense is and whatnot. I get back home. I'm talking to my moms and all that good stuff. Turn on the TV. They're like, exclusive interview with Darren Wilson on ABC News. Not even 24 hours after this occurred. Pre-taped. Now, if you don't think that this was put together right from the gate in terms of how people knew it was going to be, I don't know what to tell you. Even the folks like Zimmerman and them had some time before they actually had some old long in-depth interview. ABC News was promoting that joint like they would promote Dancing with the Stars or something. And I just had to rub my temples because it like just blew my mind to see what folks do. And with all of this type of stuff, it just reinforces the fact that this institution of the United States was never really for us.
That's right.
Never, ever really for anybody who was not a rich white man and somebody affiliated with a rich white man in this country.
Mm-hmm. I can dig it.
And whatnot. And to see the response back from people, because I expect racist response back. I mean, honestly, we get that relatively often from people, because people get all bold online and shit. But anyway, you know, the online racist part of things, again, that's to be expected. You know, people, doing their random woohoos and whatnot. What killed me on Facebook and Twitter was seeing the respectability politics folks all come out in mass after this joint occurred. And for those folks who are overseas and are listening, they don't necessarily understand the term respectability politics. It's pretty much if black folks dressed a certain way, talked a certain way, met these certain criteria for education, so forth and so on, there wouldn't be any problems in the United States.
Wow, wow.
And Ausar made the perfect freaking sound effect to that. Like back in the day when black folks wore their Sunday best, nobody ever got hung or beat or put into a prison cell or whatever. No, that never happened. Well, if we had our own, yeah, we did have our own. You know what people did? They burnt it the hell down.
That's right.
Look at the Rosewoods and the Black Wall Streets and all that type of stuff.
Yep.
If mentalities of the population as a whole don't change, ain't nothing going to change. Ain't nothing going to change. And to see folks, to me, where I'm like, whether you Uncle Tom or, Uncle Tomisa or whatever, because I see a few of our Latin brothers and sisters talking about various folks and whatnot. It's like, I don't think people really get it. The stuff that happened to folks like my parents in the 60s and 70s is happening right now. 2014 is 50 years after the Civil Rights Act was written. And we're still dealing with this crap right now. We got a black guy who's president, and people disrespect the hell out of him and his family. But we supposed to be there like, oh, well, y'all got this guy here. We equal. We fine. Or y'all are pulling out the black card. We ain't pulling out the black card. We're pulling out the fact card. The fact of the matter is black folks are treated crappily in this country, because if we were treated equally, we wouldn't have had to do these stories. We wouldn't have had to talk about certain stuff like this. I mean, Ausar and I are tired of having to talk about crap like this. Most black people are tired of talking about crap like this. I mean, this type of thing where at the age I'm at, I don't have children as of yet. I don't even know how my friends who have children are dealing with things. Because they know they're going to have to deal with this crap. And, they're going to have to do this talk about, well, you got to try to flow and function a certain way so somebody don't hit you upside the head or throw you into a jail cell or screw with your employment just because they're mad and you got a little more melanin than somebody else, because these old stereotypes keep perpetuating themselves over and over and over again, and too much of the population is comfortable with these stereotypes. It's comfortable being with black people are lesser than me. Black people can easily be described as a thug or a whore, so we don't got to worry about what happened to them. Apparently, the drug, because one of the things that kept being brought up with Michael Brown is, oh, he had weed in the system. I'm like, weed is being legalized in so many parts of this country right now, or decriminalized. But if you're black, apparently you become like, the freaking Hulk, and that's going to scare a white dude to shooting you 8 times, leaving your body in the street for over 4+ hours, having the police department not file proper paperwork even about what the incident that led to the death, shutting down all types of things when people started researching what happened. I mean, we talk about various regions of the United States, but stuff has happened all over the United States in a while. Missouri is one of the places where it has been a hotbed for ages of various stuff. And, talking to our various friends and media people in, the St. Louis area, this story is nothing new.
No doubt.
These situations are nothing new. And I'm not for people doing riots and all that type of stuff, but, to paraphrase, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a riot is pretty much just a voice of the unheard.
No doubt.
If you ain't trying to hear people and settle stuff peacefully, things can go another way.
No doubt. I think at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do. Are going to want to do what they want to do in reference to that. I think, as one of the old saying goes in the scripture, there's more. A body has many parts. So, one part of the body might do one thing, another part might do another thing. In some ways, people will have to do that for people to be stimulated to know that they're going against God when you try to confine and take away, rights or privileges from people. You know what I'm saying? So, putting pressure on a natural situation, well, naturally people are gonna respond in that way. And, whether I'm going to do that or not, I don't think I'm going to do that or not, but I'm not opposed to them doing it, because, that's just how nature goes. You can't really stop nature from doing certain things. And, I think a lot of times if you're poor and you're black, and you get involved in that, you'll have to deal with, and you get caught, you'll have to deal with certain legal things, and therefore having to deal with certain legal things while being poor. You know what I'm saying? So there's always that to keep in mind. But definitely, and certain things, certain people will be up here teaching, certain people will be in the streets. Certain people will be teaching and being in the streets, or certain people will be doing certain things that will try to stimulate the people to, to at least, whatever you do to be thoughtful and keep a clear mind about it, whether you're in the streets or whether you're teaching. But, unfortunately, we're surrounded by godless, soulless people. So, people are going to say and do certain things. So we definitely have to be on our P's and Q's when we are greeted or meted by certain people. This dude's mother got caught up in the guy who shot the kid in Ferguson. His mother got caught up in 2000, if I'm correct, writing bad checks. His mammy was writing bad checks and went and did like a little bid. Fruit don't fall too far from the tree. They put Negroes up under the jail for doing stuff like that. His mammy was writing bad checks, so a couple later he gonna shoot some niggas because he feel like it. Yep. You might be turned off when, don't get me wrong, it's not a whole lot much better in the Northeast. You know what I'm saying? As far as with, police or, police doing what they're doing. But these are the type of occasions that make me, made me glad that I'm where I'm at, at least in the region I'm at. DC, Mid-Atlantic to North Atlantic. Because the cops are bad there too, as we see in New York, but certain things, I just don't know. And I can't say that that's even a worse situation that it happens over. I can't say that. But those are the type of situations that, I'm like, nah. I don't know if it would have gone the way it went here. In other words, at least the legal side. I don't think that would have gone like that back east. I don't know if I believe that.
And that's the thing that really astounds me with this case. I'm like, a lot occurred to the point where Amnesty International wrote a report like, yo, y'all treating black folks wrong. Mm-hmm. They, Michael Brown's parents went to the UN and, it was documented, the cat in the UN directly asked, why are black people treated different in America than other people? This is 2014. These questions are being asked. This ain't 1944, 1954, 1964. This is 2014, almost to the end of 2015. This stuff is systematic. Sadly, it's not just Michael Brown. You had the young man who got shot in Ohio at the Walmart where they were selling BB guns. But apparently, that black dude carrying it was something different, and, that was supposed to be scary and they were supposed to be worth killing. You had that young man who was doing some cosplay, walking down the street, and he just had a fake sword, and they decided to shoot that dude. You had a situation up in New York with Eric Gardner, which they're still going through, the jury, grand jury with that, deciding whether those cops are going to be indicted. And that's on video.
No doubt.
What happened? This is just not a Ferguson, Missouri situation, and that's what makes it so maddening. Mm-hmm. This is happening all over the place. You have a huge amount of people in law enforcement who feel that this is a fine thing to do. You have a system in law enforcement that pretty much co-signs for them. This is a fine thing to do. You shouldn't have to have a cell phone video or police with body cams to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. That shouldn't be your impetus to not just beat somebody upside the head because you had a bad day or you got a quota or whatever else. And this is not dissing law enforcement as a whole. Every society needs law enforcement because somebody's going to be dangerous to do something stupid. Mm-hmm. But you can have a situation like Michael Brown where, people going back and forth, or he may or may not have stole some cigs. So he's a thug. He's supposed to get shot. And you have this dude in Pennsylvania, white dude, survivalist dude, all that type of stuff, literally killed 2 police people, was out in the woods for about 30 plus days, and he got caught alive. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between these two? It's not a difficult breakdown. Mm-hmm. I'm not hearing people call that dude a thug. Mm-hmm. He killed cops. He went out to purposely kill cops.
No doubt.
It was like, I'll kill more people. He had manifestos where he was talking shit.
No doubt.
But that dude got caught alive. You got all these, young kids, majority of which are not children of color. They aren't black or Latino kids doing these crazy mass shootings. But they got mental problems. Mm. They got excuse in terms of why they did things. Mm. The Boston Marathon bomber got more excuses for what he did than a black kid who, may at best have strong-armed somebody for some cigs. Mm. They get a chance to go through a trial and go to jail. Or get free. Michael Brown didn't. Eric Garner was supposed to be choked out because he was selling Lucy's. I've gone to comic book conventions. I've seen plenty of people cosplay of all different ethnic backgrounds. Just because this one dude was walking down the street that day, you decided he needs to get shot because somehow he was a danger. Mm-hmm. This is not a healthy situation. This is not normal. And for America to keep being in denial about that this is not healthy is just going to make this a sicker and sicker country. Mm-hmm. Mentally and otherwise. And it's going to be bad if stuff jumps off. Because I think this country has a real paranoia of there's going to be that one day that black folks are going to snap and do that 180. Because trust and believe, if black folks wanted to do that, it would have been done a while ago.
No doubt.
It would have been done a while ago. Like, one of my friends on Facebook had put down that they had a conversation with somebody that is white here in this country. That's their friend. And they were like, just talking about the case, like, why are these folks acting so crazy, so paranoid? And the white friend straight up said that you have some white people who are scared what they've done to other people they've oppressed is going to flip back on them. And I thought that was deep. Hmm. And I'm like, the way that's going to happen is that people keep ignoring these situations, keep ignoring these cases, keep trying to act as somehow we went from slavery to Martin Luther King to Barack Obama. There was nothing in between. Hmm. There was no struggle or no weirdness or whatever else, and there's no racial conflict that somehow Barack Obama's there post-racial. You can't get post-racial if you don't even get to the point of talking about race. Mm-hmm. You can't get past a certain thing when people talk about, it's poor versus rich. We don't talk about class. And with lots of black populations, we keep getting screwed with. Mm-hmm. We keep getting screwed with. We're still in a country where the Voting Rights Act, they had to renew that through Congress all the time. Mm-hmm. For you to have equal rights to vote, you had to renew that. Think about how weird that sounds. Like, do we feel like having black people vote today? Do we feel like having women vote today? Because, some of these white women get a little funny style about it too. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like, if it wasn't for Title IX and some other stuff, I'm getting into my history bit, I'm sorry. Half of y'all wouldn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it goes on and on and on. Like, I'm tired of having to say rest in peace to somebody who just got snuffed out for no reason.
I thought it was interesting that comment you made, Fusion, where the person that spoke with their friend and they said they're kind of afraid that black people are going to get them back for doing something. Like, in other words, because they're white, they feel that somebody's going to harm them for what maybe other whites had done. Whites from the past. And if there's anybody white who hears what I'm saying, is that I don't know if you should be concerned about black folks. Of course, there will be some black folk who will, for the most part, American black people aren't that thinking about retribution in that way, because they're thinking the long range in the sense of, will they be able to get away with it without having to be killed or get locked up. But I don't know if it's black folk you got to worry about. I think if you feel that way and you feel that was a wrong against humanity and against nature, because that was an unnatural thing to put other people under some things maybe you wouldn't want to be put under, you got to worry about the Most High God. I don't know if you got to worry about black folks. You got to worry about God coming back on you and you doing something that's going to get that architect back in line with you, because that's what's going to harden hearts or soften hearts, the Most High. So it's going to be more about that. If you feel that way in you, because I've always felt that they felt that way, but I never had heard anybody honestly admit it. But no, that's all I wanted to make a comment on that, though.
No doubt. And when we talk about this, I mean, the things that kept me balanced a lot, besides the fact that while social networking can be a double-edged sword, you see the best of people while you see the worst of people. I've seen the best of a lot of people during the past week or so and conversated with a lot of those folks. And a lot of those people have been all over the ethnicity spectrum, all over the political spectrum, all over the spiritual spectrum and everything, where it's like, look, wrong is wrong is wrong. When you see folks in parts of England, protesting the same as a bunch of folks who did their thing down here around DC, and a bunch of people in China and a bunch of other type of stuff who are like, look, this is whack, and we know what it's like to deal with a whack institution. Those folks are appreciated. As I said, the racist, that's kind of here nor there, quite frankly, right now. But these folks who still want to be in denial is what gets on my nerves. Respectability politics has never saved black Americans. Never. This doesn't mean you're supposed to be running around buck wild and doing dumb shit. But to be so surface about things, and especially if you're grown, it's just horribly, horribly naive. It's just naive. And to be those folks who also have just completely given up, because, there's a resignation. We all go through it. But to be there like, oh, well, that's how the system goes. It's like, well, then why the hell are you here? What is the point of you? You're literally taking up oxygen somebody else could take up. Insofar as I can see. Some folks are going to be mad. Some folks are going to speak in a different dialect. Everybody don't have a college degree. And even some of us with college degrees, if you want to keep it 100, have done, some menial-ass jobs. So to be snobby about that is not the way to go. And to be like, well, if they had this, that, and the third, it's like, no, darling, no. But I don't know, man. The repercussions of this are going to last very long, and I don't like talking about bad things having benefit. But I think for some of this younger generation, some people around our age, but quite frankly, I think this younger generation, the teenagers and cats who get into the early 20s, Ferguson, I think, is going to really ignite another wave of activism.
No doubt.
In this country, amongst Black Americans and other people of color. And I think because we are in the age where you can produce your own media and put stuff out there and see various things, you're going to have your whole new wave of media people who are going to be looking at beyond the surface and deeper at the surface. In all honesty, with the United States, for me, besides NPR, you really can't trust no media organization here.
No doubt.
All the major corporate cats are done. And because, which is another whole other thing, but that's a whole other conversation for another time. I'm like, thanks to us being attached to the net, you can, look at how the BBC looks at stuff, how Russian Times looks at stuff, how Al Jazeera America, ironically, Al Jazeera is one of the better places that covers America right now. The Guardian, more and more and more, go ahead and check stuff out so you have more of a balanced viewpoint of how things are and how things can go ahead and be. So on that end, that's good. I think some more of our entertainment community has gotten more radicalized. And sometimes when we have Black American entertainers, they try to have you be very middle of the road where you're literally just your surface. Mm-hmm. So you feel a quota for people to say stuff, put stuff out there. No. That's good. Social media age, you see more of your allies easier than before. Mm-hmm. And that's cool. You also get to see more people who are trying to spy and infiltrate your organizations. And that in itself is good as well. Because I've talked to some funny style people these past few weeks, man. And it's interesting. It's interesting. And it's kind of funny when you're able to cross-reference with people that you trust about various stuff. It's like, yeah, we ain't getting in that mix, dog. We ain't getting in that mix. Mm-hmm. But we can also help disseminate information to other people who are doing various things. So
yes.
On this end, Black America's tired, and I don't really think from the politicians up high, including President Obama, on down, realize what they're doing if they ain't gonna try to get this stuff together. No doubt. You can't be in denial. You can't be in denial for long, man. No doubt. You can't be in denial for long. And this is not some preaching, burn baby burn type of stuff. But if some stuff does, especially if it's the right stuff, I don't know what to tell you. No doubt. And I don't know what to tell you. Get your mind right, get your, spirit right. And most importantly, for everybody who's going to be engaging in any kind of protest or putting out certain types of information, keep your mind balanced.
No doubt.
That's what I'm going to say, because I'm not going to tell people not to be sad, angry, mad, whatever. Those are natural feelings. These are feelings every damn body should have about this. I got to look at you, damn, like you got no soul if you are somehow outraged by this. Even if you're a pro-police law enforcement person and you want to believe the narrative, there was horrible policing done by the Ferguson PD. Even if you want to believe what I personally feel is a line of crap. This should just outrage you. Because to think that this could not just happen to you or somebody that you know or somebody that you're cool with, it's ridiculous, yo. It's ridiculous by now.
It's just more or less of people being balanced and not necessarily not letting anger or being mad become, or anxiety tip the scales and you become unbalanced. I definitely believe that anger can be used in a motivational way to deal with certain things, but can motivate you to do certain things that would be good for you to do. But in the sense of, when it's, it has to be balanced, and while there's a sense of law and order, things should be done a certain way, and while there ain't no law and order, things would be done another way. But because most societies need a sense of law and order, it's always that thing of like, well, let's keep that in mind, and it's more of a balance thing, because I'm not finna to say for people to do A, B, and C. I just understand why people would do it. You know what I'm saying? And but as far as within one's own head, though, within one's own heart and spirit, that some of these motions have to be balanced and have to be in some ways mastered.
No doubt. End of the day, man, Black folks can't be your scapegoat forever.
No doubt.
That's just how it's gonna be. And definitely prayers, condolences, and most importantly, support on multiple levels to the family of Michael Brown and just everybody who's going through this type of thing at this time, because it's really starting to bug me that almost every day to every other day there's some story about these incidents happening throughout the country on various scales. So yeah, that's about it on this for now. I'm pretty sure there's going to be civil suits and all other types of things happening. And more to report. I already know as a broadcast, there's been lots of protests all over the place from folks. And I hope this gets concentrated to being a catalyst for real change, because all this type of thing happens because they want to keep stuff quiet. They want to keep it, on the low, It's like we can't necessarily hang people from a tree anymore. We can do other nonsense, and that's not the way to go. That's just not the way to go. Next off, rest in peace to Marion Barry, aka the mayor for life of Washington D.C.
No doubt.
He passed away this past week. For somebody like me who grew up in the D.C. metro area, he definitely had a huge impact with what he did politically and otherwise on good and bad ends. I would say, honestly, if you look past the course of time, more for the good, especially during the period of time when he came to the area in the 60s and 70s, first home rule mayor of D.C. On certain levels, he did open up what would be called the black upper working, the black middle class here in D.C., since he opened up a lot of government jobs that no black folks used to ever be able to get into for things. And on a personal level, that includes my mom. My mom came up from North Carolina up here. And she got a job with D.C. government, worked there for over 40 plus years with the Department of Health and Human Services. Lots of, summer job programs here. Lots of, balancing out lots of things on city council and political ends that literally never happened before, since D.C. was not the chocolate city people talked about it was until that era Barry was there.
No doubt.
And Marion Barry also beforehand did lots of things with the SCLC and other civil rights acts and movements before he got into the area, while he was in the area and stuff. He got his hands dirty on that level. And, really smart dude. He was about to get his doctorate until he got into the civil rights movement. We're talking about that 50s, 60s period where they didn't want Negro to be about or do about nothing. And whatnot. Like, I know a lot of our national media looks at stuff and they're like, well, that's the dude that, smoked that crack and these crazy people voted him back in for mayor. You got to think about why that type of loyalty existed by the population here. And I'm not saying that was smart. I mean, if you want to keep it 100, if you want to look at that video, he was really trying to get some from abroad. He got caught up in the coke. And even then, you got to be like, well, he was set up. It was a true setup. There's a reason why my man did the bitch set me up, phrase. The FBI and other people did that sting on him. And you got to be like, if he didn't have a certain amount of power, if he wasn't doing certain things, why would that occur?
No doubt.
Why would that occur, And again, this doesn't excuse, the various things he had. This is not a hagiography that's going to make him sound like he's the most perfect guy in the world. Yes, he womanized. Yes, I think on some levels he stayed in politics a little too long and other stuff. But he made the D.C. area the hipper area that it was, and, laid the foundation for the folks who live in this area for the good and bad of how some of the gentrification went in terms of getting the Verizon Center in the area. The new Constitution Center here and other stuff. So, you gotta look at the balance of all that, but mainly him getting people into positions that they were never in before, including, I know a lot of people who, their first summer job, even to this day, was with DC government. If they live in through the DC government programs. It's a deep thing, and I know for people of my parents' generation and beyond, that cat opened up an area that never was done beforehand. It was like part of that wave of black politicians who did that. So on that level and other types of stuff, and him still being one of those cats who just walked around the area and say what's good, especially around Ward 8, which is one of the more poorer areas in the DC Metro. Him still being a down-to-earth dude on that level just endeared him to a lot of heads. So I just wanted to talk about Marion Barry because I know everybody sees that one clip, but he had a full, rich history beforehand that truly helped out a lot of people who were black in this part of the country. So on my end, man, rest in peace to him.
Definitely rest in peace to Marion Barry, and big up to everybody who was helped by him, everybody who loves him and his family or whatever. I'm not from the DMV area. I'm a New York, New Jersey cat, proudly. So when I came down here in the 90s, I came down when it was still the crack era and when it was still a lot of stuff going on. When I came down here, prostitution was rampant. I mean,
U Street was real back then.
I remember here. I mean,
14th and U.
I'm a quiet joker, but I do get my research and my dialogue on when it's time and need be, and my breaking bread and communing with the brothers and sisters. And I had a brother told me, yeah, man, there was so and so amount of prostitutes down there. I was uncomfortable with the number he gave me, so I just said a couple hundred, but it was more than that. I was like, brother, are you serious? And, I just said this to say that when Barry got set up is when I was down here, is when I first came down here. And the first thing that I knew is that the people who were Barry was in what they call inside the Beltway. That's inside, that's kind of in the D.C. area where there's like a roadway that goes around it. It separates it kind of from Maryland and BA or whatever, or certain parts of the city, and he was inside. He was being attacked by people who were inside and outside the Beltway, because if the feds knew what was going on. And see, I think he is a perfect example of black people when they get power. They almost get this invincibility or this like omni-white man thing going on, like they can't be touched, and they're white boys and they can get off, and it ain't like that. Because call a spade, he was cheating on his wife. Call a spade. He was messing with crack. He was a crackhead. Call a spade. So if he wouldn't have cheated on his wife, that wouldn't have happened. Let's just say it for what it is. Number two, that doesn't take away from what he did, but they set traps for us that are based upon our desires and our wants. You know what I'm saying? The desire to get it in, the desire to get some new pussy, the desire to get, they set those traps, and that's how they're able to reel jokers in. You go off desires and wants, and so my point, black people who get in a position like Barry got to realize that they're gonna come for you, because he put a lot of black people in positions that black people hadn't had nowhere else in America.
No doubt.
And I met a brother from Crenshaw, California, in D.C. about 5 years ago, and he told me he had never seen that many black people going to work. Now I'm from Jersey and New York. I had seen that. I had seen maybe not the same amount of numbers, but I seen a whole bunch of Negroes making it happen in the morning time. So, but I thought that was interesting, him saying that, which was a reflection of what the work Barry had done. You know what I'm saying? But not taking nothing away from the brother, but as an outsider, I can see certain things and comment on some things that maybe people who are not from here wouldn't say. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's going to take a person that's got kind of more of a distant view of the situation, as far as, I wasn't directly helped by him. So, but at the same time, I'm not a hater, and I'm not going to hate on the brother for what he did. And he's a soul brother, and his intent was to help his own people and allow a smoother transfer. However, if you're black and you get in position, you definitely gonna have to have a certain type of position with the state and with the feds to be able to help you with policing. Because the policing is better in D.C. now, but there's more white folks and Spanish engaged. But when it was mostly all black, the policing wasn't that strong, which allowed all these Negroes to get killed during the crack era and the prostitution and all that stuff that had been taking place. You know what I'm saying? So if you black, you got to be able to not a police state, not bring out a police state, but be able to have certain things to be able to help your city and to have hopefully some honest people going around. And if you have helped that many black people, got to realize there are going to be people within the United States government who are going to try to attack you. Not necessarily from anywhere else. There might be people from Israel or England or, France that might try to get at you too. They have secret societies or secret organizations like the FBI, CIA, who have jurisdiction to come in on American soil. So there's so many traps by these jokers that you definitely almost have to be a straight up clean life and to be able to do what you can do. And but definitely rest in peace to the brother. And I definitely think he did more bad. I definitely think he did more good than bad. And he's just like a lot of brothers that came for him. They show you the good side, and they show you the things that you should do, and they show you the things you shouldn't do. If you're gonna be a player, don't be married. Because that's something they can't grab on you to say, oh, he was whatever. If you're gonna be helping a lot of black folk, there are gonna be people within the U.S. government, rich white people in America, and some rich people of other races in America that are gonna try to mess with you. That's just how it is, and you gotta be able to be ready to deal with that. All right.
No doubt. And I think you succinctly put it very well. I think that's definitely another lesson with Marion Barry. I don't know. I'm always one of those type of people. I think you need to have term limits no matter what, because after a while, with the system being inherently corrupt on a whole bunch of levels, even if it touches you a little bit, it's still going to touch you. Mm-hmm. And on some level, that did happen with him. And he's one of those guys I had to look at. It's like, you got a lot done, even with all of that. But could you imagine what would have happened if some of that wasn't in the mix? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If somehow for that one night you were just there, like, you know what? I've been getting some on the low here and there. This chick feel funny. Mm-hmm. So maybe I just need to not do that day. You know what I'm saying? But, I think it was good that you brought up that, sometimes the weaknesses do bring you down, because if maybe that one joint wasn't as hard, you wouldn't have got caught on tape. I mean, they went through the motions to get him. Mm-hmm. But something happened where you even got caught up in that mix. So, But yeah, man, just, me just being from this area, just knowing the history in general. I mean, there's a good documentary about Marion Barry that I think HBO dropped it not too long ago. And his autobiography is that where he's a warts and all dude. He was like, he talked about the good and the bad that he did. Mm-hmm. Like, check those joints out before you just see that one clip where they're like, oh, crack mayor. It's like, nah, there was a lot more than crack mayor, Black folks in America can forgive a whole lot of stuff, but if he was just crack mayor, he would have never got back into nothing. Mm-hmm. He would have never got back into being mayor of D.C. He would have never got into D.C. Council till essentially he died. No. And whatnot. For the people who have had relatives who've been through some nonsense, he wasn't that crackhead you loved from a distance. He did something good. He wasn't that cat. You did like, oh, crackhead, bye, and run away. So. But yeah, man, rest in peace to Marion Barry and all that. Did a lot of good things, was part of that younger wave of politicians who are black in the later civil rights movement, who went in there and tried to make that difference. Okay. And I hope people take the good from his life. Let me see here. Well, let me ask you this, because if you don't want to delve into it in depth, I'll just keep it short. You want to talk about this Bill Cosby situation?
Yeah, we can wrap on that for a minute.
All right, cool. For those who have not been in the news loop, I mean, damn near at all lately, actor, educator, etc., Bill Cosby, a lot of people know him really highly from my generation from The Cosby Show. People from older generations know him from I Spy, comedy albums, things like that. Yeah. And folks of some of the latter generations are like, that's that old guy who be talking about black folks and what they need to do or not do. Very long career in Hollywood and beyond. He has had a lot of sexual assault allegations come out at him. Some older, because some of these joints are stuff that was talked about a while ago back in the 90s, because he had a case against him in the 90s. To, stuff in the present, which is kind of weird how this comes about, because to me, well, I'll get into that in a second, but comedian Hannibal Buress had a stand-up routine, and somebody happened to tape a part of it, where he was talking about, Bill Cosby, I'm really shortening this so people can find this clip anywhere, but yeah, Bill Cosby be talking about, black people need to pull their pants up, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you a rapist, you had A, B, C, D, or E. He's like, look that joint up, Google that joint, or whatever. And it's like, you know what? We're in a generation where people can go ahead and pull up stuff and Google it. And that in itself became kind of a news story. And more of these women from damn near the 60s to I think it's like about the 90s or so, the early 2000s, talking about, this dude did this stuff to me where I was drugged and sexually assaulted. And for me, I gotta look at it like this. He settled the case in the 90s, where it wasn't just one woman who said something. She was going to have 13 other people testify against him. Now, I know a lot of dudes like getting on that tip of, well, that broad could be bugging. And you know what? Unfortunately, some women do, which I hate those women because sexual assault unfortunately happens to a lot of us, and that makes it being taken less seriously. But if you're a dude and you have all the legal power in the world and you haven't done something, why would you settle? No. Why would you do that? Especially a case where it just wasn't one woman. That woman was like, I got 13 people who are ready to come in this court and break it down. And I've had some people, when I talked about this, they're like, well, why are people coming out right now? Because this country, like how it deals with black people, doesn't like dealing with the aspect of with male and female relations. Sometimes things are not balanced. Things are not good, and there's some horrible stuff that happens to people with those sexual assault allegations aren't taken seriously. And while we're definitely not in the greatest of places with that right now in 2014, we're way better than back in the day, especially with somebody who had money and power. And these are women where you have folks like, well, it's going to be a come up. Let me ask you something. What woman has ever come up after saying they were sexually assaulted? What woman ever became rich, ever had a career jump off, ever get better when they said they were sexually assaulted by somebody? When was that your ultimate, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm just going to say I got, raped or beat or whatever by so and so and so? That's not how it works. And with a lot of these women who are saying things, I got to look at the aspect of a lot of these are older women. They know that the statute of limitations in these states where things have happened has been done and over. Some reported things they had to push away. Some people didn't. They're saying some really detailed stuff where I'm like, if it was one or two people, you might be able to try to, spin some random conspiracy theory about it. As of this broadcast, because I've been keeping a hold of this, it's been about 20 people who've said stuff. 20 people.
I'm not surprised.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not looking at the aspect of, in all honesty, if you're a man or a woman who maybe has a whole bunch of power and you don't necessarily have all your biz together, if you're married, you're probably getting it in with somebody else. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't throw me off. And with, a cat like, Bill Cosby, who I think he had an illegitimate daughter about, 10, 20 years ago?
Autumn Jackson.
Yeah. Come on, I knew there was something with that. I'm like, that wouldn't be the part that would surprise me. Be like, you know what? Yeah, you're Bill Cosby. You're not Heathcliff Huxtable. You know what I'm saying? Everybody keeps mixing up the two. These are two different people. Heathcliff Huxtable is a fictional character. Bill Cosby is a regular person. What is just bugged out and disgusting is like, dog, you're drugging people. You're drugging people and getting it in. That's a sick mind. That's just a sick mind. And that's a sick individual. Even if just one of these charges are true, if somehow you want to believe that it's not all these people, it's just one charge, that's still one more than it ever needs to be. Point blank and period. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of understanding, him and Camille have. He could have been getting it in with all other types of people, and, Bill had bread, and back in the day, he was not a bad looking dude. So I'm pretty sure he ran through whoever he wanted to, but he had to go through, if any of this joint is true, drugging folks, either drugging wine or having them pop pills or whatever, and then doing what he do. Now, people can look at this in two ways. Either this is the most elaborate conspiracy theory ever against this dude, or, again, Bill Cosby is different than Heathcliff Huxtable, and he's a sick bastard, and his chickens are coming to roost. I don't mind it if it's a second one. Nobody should be doing stuff like this. Nobody should be doing stuff like this. And sadly, we're in the age where more of this type of stuff is coming out. I know there was that guy in the UK, I think it's Jimmy Savile or somebody like that. He had a kid show. And right around when he died, all this documentation was being pulled out where this cat was sexually assaulting kids in freaking hospitals for people who are mentally disabled. And it was hundreds of kids. But because he had a certain amount of fame and bread and people who were in the inner circle who didn't want to get caught up in the mix, hid that. So for me, as a realist, I can see this being real. I mean, of course, I don't want to look at the Cosby Show and be there like, damn, this is just a sick, rapist bastard who's doing all this type of stuff. And then he got old. He's trying to point at black people for like, pull up your pants and don't get it endless or whatever. While you've been, harassing people. Wasn't the entire fuck. But if that is what it is, I want justice to be done. Simply put, and bottom line, and for some of these, men who act really nervy about stuff, I'm just gonna be really simple. If you don't get proper consent and that chick's like, yes, let's get it in, you're entering into a whole lot of problems. And if you like that chick's a little too intoxicated or nervy or whatever, maybe you shouldn't do that, because it just shouldn't be that way. Like, I shouldn't even have to explain to a dude that you should want to have consent before you have sex. And it's kind of disgusting how I've been online with some stuff, and you had people trying to find every which way around that one simple concept. Hey girl, do you want to have sex? Yes. Okay. If there's anything else that's not around that and it ain't no, cute seduction business, then you need to go elsewhere, because at the very minimal, you're going to have what may be a legal problem or something else. Mm-hmm. Pure and simple, easy and sweet. And with a cat like Bill Cosby situation, you drugging people? We ain't even talking about, they were a little drugging and they thought it would happen. Dog, you were drugging people. And I don't know, man. Like, I've seen these women on interviews and other type of stuff. This happened to a few of these women, to me. I don't want to believe it. I don't, it's funny when you look at how you look at entertainers in this world and how they're presented to us as being these big, great people. It's like they can make great works of art. They can be great actors, actresses, make wonderful music. But some of the people we admire the most of what they did on that end could have been bastards on their personal ends.
No doubt.
And I think, if nothing else with this Bill Cosby scenario, you got to look at, you can't put people to a certain elevated point. You can't elevate them to the point of idolatry and whatnot. I love Marvin Gaye, but I know he did some crazy stuff back in the day with women. I love Jane Brown, but Jane Brown documentedly wasn't the great on certain levels on that end. And plenty more with Bill Cosby. Yeah, she'd be like, Fat Albert's cool. Cosby Show definitely, one of the defining shows of my generation. Brought through a lot of great actors and actresses who we see on TV to this day, spun off with A Different World. All that good stuff. But, again, Bill Cosby ain't Heathcliff Huxtable, and people need to look at that with a little more balance and a little more thought. And, everything will come to the way it's going to come. But that's it.
One thing that I want to say is that I never thought the Cosby Show was the official example or the best example of the black family on television. I never thought that. I used to watch the Cosby Show. I always thought James Evans from Good Times was really the black father of black fathers on TV, and I still feel that to this day. Not because he's from Jersey, but if anybody was seeing Good Times, I think they get an idea of where I'm coming from. Let me go from there and say that I'm not surprised. Bill, they only let certain Negroes get their own TV shows. And so with that being said, I knew that he probably wasn't the most straight up dude. You know what I'm saying? Certain strange bedfellows, certain strange connections, you know what I'm saying? I know Bill is a fraternal order Boule brother. In other words, when the fraternities from college and the governing body organizations, he's connected with them. And they want to emulate really the white fraternal organizations, and none of them got no morality. So I'm not gonna go too deep into that though, but I'm just saying he's a part of those groupings and secret societies. I personally felt that he was talking about black men pulling up this whatever, knowing he had a own history because somebody I think prompted him to kind of say something, and maybe somebody said something or did something that he felt maybe he felt a reflection on himself or his race, and he wanted to say something, but it was like I don't know. I think that somebody maybe prompted him to say something. Even if they didn't, it was like, bruh, you up here, you got some situations and you're lying to yourself, trying to talk down to other people when you got that same situation in your life. You do. But you're speaking on it like, well, they don't know, so I can act like they don't know and act like my stuff is all clean. It's like, nah, bro, it doesn't happen like that. The Most High is looking on, bruh. So that's not gonna last too long. And the organizations that he represented on the fraternal end have not always been the friendliest to black people like myself, or black people who are not Christian, or black people who are not educated, or black people who are not, or black people who are not homosexual, or black people who don't want to fit in, who do not want to fit in, and so it's more or less of one of their darlings being showed up for, for the trash that he really is. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I came up around, good guys, players, and funny style dudes, and at the end of the day, most of those cats didn't have to rape nobody to get it in, or get them drunk, or use mollies, or have to put something in somebody's drink for it to be a good experience. That's not the type of cats I came up around, so I wasn't used to that, or I didn't have that as a plan to do that to no one. But it had to happen, and I think it had to show the fraud that he actually is, that he always was. You know what I'm saying? And I think he was definitely, that Bill was obviously a good talent, but I think Heathcliff Huxtable is overrated. I always liked James Evans from Good Times. I think people had a problem because they was poor, but on a man level, James was that dude, and if I patted myself after anybody, it's gonna be him. I could pattern myself after the men who are my family. I don't have to go to some TV character, but if I was to go to a TV character, it would be James Evans before Heathcliff Huxtable any day of the week. All right.
All right. Dang. Good side of it. I told folks this was gonna be a talky one this time. We had some heavy stuff happen. While we've been out of the lab. Let's just do a few little quick talks on some other cultural things that's not as heavy, because I don't want to necessarily end the commentary on like such a freaking downer. Just like we talked about like a freaking accused rapist and police brutality and black politician dying. It's like, well, damn. All right. For my comic book nerds and for my black comic book nerds, Marvel is dropping a Black Panther movie in 2018. I'll be damn near 40 years old, and I'm going to see that shit.
No doubt.
Bottom freaking line. I've been talking to Ausar. I'm going to actually show him some comics on my tablet through Comixology or everything eventually, but people who aren't familiar with the Black Panther character, he is essentially the separatist militant hero of the Marvel Comics universe and whatnot. And real short history. He's the ruler of a mythical African nation called Wakanda. That's the most technologically advanced country in the world. And they're very much like, we don't really feel like, fucking up the outside world unless we got to. And like there's various things where, people come into the country and, he's like mad, brilliant, and intelligent and everything, but he's really like, yo, y'all got to come over here. I ain't necessarily coming over there unless you putting my people in danger type of hero. And seeing the concept art and the other stuff they did when they did the rollout of all the upcoming movies, in the next few years, including, the new Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and the Iron Mans and Avengers and all that type of stuff. Miss Marvel, for my people who want to see the female superhero, it's cool that's in the mix too. For me, I've been reading, Black Panther for a little bit. I'm a fan just because he's a badass superhero, much less the history. It's like, if they do that right, and they got Chadwick Boseman playing them. Okay. If folks saw
James Brown,
the Get On Up movie with James Brown, they saw 42 where he was playing Jackie Robinson. The brother can act.
No doubt.
And I want to see him on that snarling, if y'all white folks don't get out of my face superhero steez too, I'm gassed. And again, 2018, I'm going to be almost 40 years old. I'm going to be up in the movie theater. I might have to do one of the midnight showings. Because Marvel are the same people who did Guardians of the Galaxy and made a talking tree and a raccoon be on point. You know, and those are superheroes I ain't care about. But I went to see a movie and I'm like, that's one of the more fun movies I saw this year. So I'm like, if y'all do Black Panther right, y'all got the big budget and, you know, you only can have so many, at least in Wakanda. That means the whole bunch of black actors are going to be hired. I'm like, you can't be having the white folks, you know, in freaking Wakanda and whatnot. That's going to be a dope joint. And he's also going to be a major character in a whole bunch of the upcoming movies, including the upcoming Captain America 3 and other stuff. So people are going to see him live. So I'm like, I'm a little gassed on that. So that's my little comic book geekasm right there and everything on the popular culture end. Right. And it was kind of funny going on my Facebook and Twitter with other people I know who are on that, like fellow podcasters and radio people and just friends in general, and just seeing a whole bunch of us like, Black Panther, and it's like, okay, we're all grown as hell. It's the middle of the day, they're doing this rollout. We're like, Black Panther movie. What? So, you know, that was like a little cool. Let me see what else. Shouts out to Killer Mike and LP. The Run the Jewels 2 album is dope. I really, really dig it. And I love the way they're doing things. Via an independent label and whatnot, and really blowing up. I've seen them a few times live. Actually, the first time I saw them live was in Toronto a few years ago when we first went to North by Northeast. Wow. And they tore it up, and then this past year they did that, and I've seen them in other spots. And they're both vets in the LP definitely on the independent end with Company Flow and all of that. Killer Mike has gone through both ends independently, through the stuff he did back in the day of Outkast and all of that. And, it's kind of weird when I talk about it this way, but people still want to try to push a stereotype that hip-hop is just a young person thing. And these cats are in their 40s, and they're, like, crushing it. So, shouts out to them. And also shout out to those cats for having a sense of humor, because when their album came out, there was a Kickstarter that was done where somebody's like, you know what? I want to raise this much money to have Run the Jewels 2, and I wanted to just be cat sounds and whatnot. And they were like, we raise this money, we'll donate to whatever organization, and we'll make this album this way. And now they got Just Blaze and a whole bunch of other people doing this album where they're gonna literally like meow the entire lyrics and still have all the crazy beats. So they're nuts, man. But I appreciate them, and it's a good album. Also, shout out to Stolly. One of the most slept on cats from MMG, his Ohio album is really, really dope. And it's cool. Shout out to Denzel Washington for the Enforcer movie. Saw that.
Oh, yeah. Let me make a little comment on that.
That joint's kind of crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. And I saw the original Equalizer
TV I said the wrong thing. Sorry.
Back, when I was real little. This to me is probably, for me personally, up there. This is probably one of my favorite Denzel movies. It's a close one with Malcolm. To me, it's up there with Malcolm. I love the movie. I mean, when you hear black men say something about that they have a God essence, he represents the center point of that, because he was about the business. He wasn't running the streets. He wasn't an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a drug addict. He wasn't a womanizer, though he was heterosexual. And I think that that's the example he in that movie is that's black masculinity at its finest for me. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like I said, I think he represents black masculinity well. And I loved the movie. I loved it. And, I saw a lot of myself in that movie. I saw in the sense of, like, a lot of that dude was me. And that's, or I could see it becoming me. Like me being older. But that was a good flick, though.
No doubt. Also in a good movie, and I saw the John Wick joint with Keanu Reeves. If y'all like, if you want to do that and Equalizer as back-to-back kick-ass movies, they were kick-ass. And Keanu Reeves looks amazing for a 50-year-old dude, especially a 50-year-old, white dude. He's 50 years old and to me looks better than he did back during The Matrix. And it's a fun movie, so I mean, two like fun movie joints or whatever. And lastly, I don't know, have you ever seen the movie Black Dynamite?
I've never seen it.
I have to show you that movie. Anybody who likes blaxploitation movies like Black Dynamite, if you haven't seen it yet, I think it's on Netflix and Hulu and all of that. It parodies all them blaxploitation movies to really, really hilarious effect. Like Michael Jai White is the lead character, and all the other folks. Like first time I saw that joke, I was literally crying because it's crazy. And they also got the animated series now through Adult Swim. They're in their second season, and yeah, man, if you got cable and on demand or somebody got access to Cartoon Network, peep season 1 and season 2 of Black Dynamite. They go all the way live. With what they do. They got like Tommy Davidson and Kim Whitley and other folks doing the voice talent on the show along with Michael Jai White. For people like the Boondocks, they got that that black like anime vibe to it and whatnot. So the animation is really good. And let me see. I'm trying to think about what the best joint I've seen so far this season has been. The episode that actually made fun of Bill Cosby was hilarious. And whatnot, because they were going against Bill Cosby because Bill Cosby was kidnapping blaxploitation actors and actresses and trying to make them, do all quote unquote all the clean stuff. They had Bill Cosby talking on the filth type of talk the entire show. And I'm not gonna say how Mom's Mabley somehow got in the mix, but she got it like they go like ham like that when they do those type of shows. And they also had like a death race one I think during the first season where it was like Black Dynamite, in a race versus like Fu Manchu and the KKK and all this other type of thing. Like it's a crazy show. It's a crazy show, but they do really good. And during New York Comic Con, they were over there for a hot minute. All those cats were really cool. So yeah, man, I just want to recommend that show. It's off the chain, man. It's off the chain. And that is about it. We've gotten a nice bit of talk. Again, first time we both been able to kind of have stuff calm and be in the studio to get some music mixing in for a while. So let's go ahead and get into it. As always, you don't got to love or agree with any of our commentary, but if it sparks some thought and sparks some conversation within other aspects of your life, we've done the job that all great independent media and all great black media has done via whatever medium throughout the years. All of our music artists, please feel free to go to FuseBoxRadioOnline.com to submit your music. Just please properly label your MP3 submissions and all of that. And if you can, please have clean versions of what you submit. Independent to major, it doesn't matter as long as the groove's good. We're going to try to find our best way to go ahead and play and rock that joint. Get you nodding your head, stomping your feet and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into that music portion of the show. This is the FuseBox Radio Broadcast, syndicated worldwide, bringing you the best of 21st century black radio to the masses. This is DJ Fusion signing out. All right.
Yes, indeed. God by nature, the funk is flagrant. Yes, indeed. One love. Peace.
You're quite hostile.
I got a right to be hostile, man. My people being persecuted.
DJ Fusion.
With vice, I hold the mic device. With force, I keep it away, of course. And I'm keeping you from sleeping. And on the stage, I rage and I'm rolling. And to the poor, I pour it on the metaphors. I'm not bluffing, there's nothing that we ain't did before. We played the stage, the points made you consider it dumb by the prophets of rage. What the people say?
Yo, Grip, you and S1W, get to the east side. We got to kick it for the east side, G.
I roll with the punches so I survive. Try to rock cause it keeps the crowd alive. I'm not bowling, I'm just calling. But I'm past the days of yes, y'allin'. I wiggle round, around, I pump, you jump up. Hear my words, my verbs again.
Do stuff.
I've been around a while, you can't describe my sound. Clear the way for the prophets of rage. What do the people say?
Hey, yo, Grip, we got to get to my man Ralph in the south. Let's kick it to the south side, G.
I'll ring your bell, kill you till I got feeling. And just peace at least cause I want it. I want it so bad that I'm starving. I'm like Garvey, so can you see me? It's like that, I'm like that, leave me the hell alone. If you don't think I'm a brother, then check my chromosome. And then you check the stage, I declare a new age.
Get down
for the prophets of rage.
Then you kick it like this.
Okay, come on. brothers, sisters, that's beautiful. Follow a path of positivity, you go. From singing or rapping or harmonizing to go. Little you know, but very seldom I do party jam. I'm not a plan, I'm considered a man. I'm the recallable, God made it affordable. I say it, you play it back in your car, even portable.
Stereo.
Describes my scenario. Left or right, black or white. The top lies in the books that you're reading. It's knowledge of yourself that you're needing. I like Bessie Apostle, we have a reason why. To debate the hate, that's why we're born to die. Mandela, cell dweller, Thatcher, you can tell her. Clear the way for the prophet to rage. How will the people say?
Okay, no more.
Yo, man.
No more.
Yo, Jay. Hey, yo, G. Yo, get your come on.
Yeah. Come on now. Shake it. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Come on. Come on.
Yo, Northside G.
It's raw and keeping you on the floor. It's soul and keeping you in control. True, cause I'm pumping what you used to. To the whole juice crew gets me in my goose down. I do a rebel yell.
And I'ma do it down.
I call it plain and sane. Brothers causing me pain. When the brother's a victim, in the cell is a dweller in a cage.
Yo, Rocky Acapella, G.
How will the people say?
You're quite hostile.
DJ Fusion.
Once upon a time, there was a little boy who lived in the deep, dark jungles of Africa. His name was Little Sambo.
Uh-oh, Zio's exercising his right to be hostile.
They always try to say that cool is me.
I don't understand, man.
You don't understand?
Nah, I don't know.
My temper's up to like 10. When switch up his thoughts that I recommend. Minus is flood, but thicker is blood. Plus still some stay stud like sticks in the mud. Ibuprofen from nucleus keep me from flipping daily. Yet I constantly slip into thinking kinda loony. In my logo, you see us? Whoever said that cool was me. Me? Holy smokes, I see it's a joke to make a mockery of the original folks. Okay, joke's over, but still a cloak's over us with no love from no clover. This irritates X, so goes into my text to erase one N-word complex. Some rock, etch the fuzz of what was. In any decker, the joke's on cuz. Does on top of my head stand 7 thick. Hairs that even if I wanted to, I couldn't pick. Pigment, is this a defect in birth? Or more an example of the richness in earth? Lips and eyes, dominant traits of our race. Does not take them 95% of one's face. But still I see in the back 2 or 3 ignorant punks pointing at me. Who, me?
Begs your pardon, but have you ever seen this brother walking around here anywhere? He must be a missing person. Have you ever saw his face on a milk carton?
Tricky, must be part of the gas face series. The same one who started Black Cat Bad Luck Theories. Yeah, he done it. This place, he runs it. And I'm guilty. Alcatraz for 400. Judgy not, the unjudged is where he slipped. The real guilty is filthy. He tipped Egypt, blew the nose right off the Sphinx. Now when he inks, ugly is when our hair kinks. We thinks, then zap goes the nap. Now I got's good here. If that's good here, then bad's a hood's here. Comb, twisted dome, braided or faded. The first man played it and now we hate it. Robbed of our culture, true indeed, I bear witness. And recommend this mental fitness. So get this loaded toolie and pointed out a gold G, then ask him, who you calling Moody? Me? Oh man, damn man. You know, they wanna call me a monkey, a cool, a jigaboo, a boogeyman. Yo, Bert. Yo, Bert.
What is it?
Yo, G, they wanna call me all these names.
I know what we can do.
What can we do?
We'll ask someone out there to find
Little Sambo.
What you be meaning, G?
Okay, pick up a crayon for me. No, them. Oh, yes, kids, pick up a crayon. Look for
Little Sambo.
When you find it, draw a circle around it.
Yo, Bert, you just props, G. Yo, hot that, man. Hey. Yo, you got to rock that hump shit for me later, too.
At the bottom of our news tonight, there's been a new animal aimed in the direction of falling off the face of the earth. Yes, young black teenagers are recorded to be the oldest and the newest creatures added to the endangered species list. As of now, the government has not made steps to preserve the blacks. When asked why, a top law official adds, because they make good game hunting.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
sabotage, living large, telling me to get out the gang. I'm a nigga, gotta live by the trigger. How the fuck do you figure that I can say peace and the gunshots won't cease? Every cop killer goes ignored. They're just send another nigga to the morgue. A boy scored, they can give a fuck about us. They'd rather catch us with guns and white powder. If I was old, they'd probably be frenemies. Since I'm young, they consider me the enemy. They'll kill 10 of me to get the job correct. To serve, protect, and break a nigga neck. Cause I'm the one with a trunk of fun and police in the tape deck. You should listen to me cause there's more to see. Call my neighborhood a ghetto cause the house is minorities. The other color don't know you can rather not hide. These are tales from the dark side. All of us are in danger, damn! Cause we ain't got it too good in America. I can't with them overseas. My homeboy died over keys and cocaine. It was plain and simple. The 9mm went to the temple. What's the sound? I put the shit down and ran to the schoolyard bathroom. Looked in the trash can, yo, it had room. So I ducked my ass in it for a minute. Covered with trash, I had to lay back. Mad as I don't think about the payback. Tonight, they crew had a little fun. I went home and cut the barrel on my shotgun. It's getting critical. I stole a 5.0. Let it go. Drive real slow. I yelled out, Ice Cube, sucker. Shotgun. And it murder, mother. I told you last album. When I got a sword, all bodies are hard off. It's a shame. Taking that young. But to the light side, it don't matter none. It'll be a drive-by homicide. But to me, it's just another tale from the dark side. Standing in the middle of war every minute we flex. When we die, we won't make jet. Ebony can't see to the light side. The term they apply to us is a Again, what you want, cause I'm coming from the corner. Same applies with a PhD. Who's black, don't wanna roll. Sells his soul, watch his head go rolling. Who the fuck are they fooling? Nobody knows, but I suppose the color of my clothes match the color of the one on my face. As they wonder what's under my waist. Standing on the bed. See them getting brown, that's a fact. Got a beer in the bowl sack. Run, 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 the ass up, they cannot hide. Get cute, they can't pop with the dark side.
DJ Fusion.
I've been taught to respect my elders and behave, even if when they were young they sold slaves. Truth and understanding is what I crave in the land of the thief, home of the slave. Turn your page to a brief demonstration, cause now in 90 it's strictly information I'm giving, teaching on a regular basis. Today's lecture is about the races. We're not out to exaggerate or diss them, but show the symptoms and facts of racism. Understand the races ain't equal. There's about 5 different types of racist people. First of the 5 different types of cases is the individual brought up racist. Here you have young men and women brought up in the great white way opinion. This opinion introduced by the parent to the civilized becomes transparent. A civilized man could look through the faces, make the analysis and see the races. Number 2 case which all must hear is the individual racist out of fear. Here you have people that fear the African and conjure up new ways of trapping them. Number 3 is the unconscious racist. Not knowing they're racist, they invade your spaces. They say, I'm not a racist, I'm not a bigot, yet they allow it to go on and won't admit it. Number 4 is the money racist, the one that uses the topics of sheer economics. They say owning a business isn't for the black man. He don't want that, yet they went and took his land. Damn, that's like a rock in a hard place. You don't have your land, yet this ain't your space. America was built by every other race except the European. It runs this place. What a waste. America's doomed to be overthrown by the righteous real soon. But last but not least, racial prejudice is the black man speaking out of ignorance. Whitey this and Ching Chow that. It's not how the intelligent man acts. You can't blame the whole white race for slavery, cause this ain't the case. A large sum of white people died with black, trying hard to fight racial attacks. The media wants you to think that no whites really fought and died for civil rights. But once we have a true sense of history, you'll see this too is a mystery. If black and white didn't argue the most, they can clearly see the government screwing them both.
Yo, right now it's the legendary DJ Marley Marl. You on the FuseBox, you know how we get down.
Mother, I know it hurt it. The thought of a son being beaten then murdered. Too late to turn the other cheek now, cause I'm bothered. His little girl's gonna grow without a father. And all we could do for Brother Rich is say peace. And make sure the killing cease. Cause if we don't have justice, there is no peace. No peace. This is the message you're sending me. Killing my brothers makes you my enemy. Another man's heaven is a black man's hell. If you think he's not your enemy, then time will tell. Cause America's a prison. America's a prison. America's a prison and we wanna be released. No justice, no justice, no peace. No peace, no peace, no justice, no justice, no peace, no peace, no justice, no justice, no peace, no peace, no justice, no justice, no peace, no peace, no justice. It's the 90s, and I speak for my descendants. Africa deserves its independence. Unity of strength, separation is solution. There's no such thing as a peaceful revolution. Let's all fight for the motherland. Man, woman, and child, child, woman, and man. Abortion or birth. You tell me what's sweeter. Who knows, you could have just killed a young black leader, giving birth. It's a beautiful ability. Sex should be safe if you lack responsibility. Strength is the son, support is the daughter. Some say it's murder and some say that it's slaughter. A woman should be tried, prosecuted when an innocent life is executed. So before you lay down with a man, think of results. Abortion is a sacrifice, as in a cult. Uncle Sam paid for college. War is skill. Your mind is programmed with a desire to kill. Uncle Sam declares war on the Japanese. For black you never bled, but for white you bleed. Black children grow in a world like this, where they kill black leaders and activists. Public housing is prison. Get out of the place. Welfare is a system hold back the black race. Powerful people, progress converter. Welfare is economical murder. Physical and mental murder must cease. No justice, no peace. No peace, no peace, no justice, no peace. No peace, no justice, no peace. No peace, no peace, no justice, no justice, no peace. No peace, no peace, no justice. There was a brother in the bridge named Richie Lou, beaten to death by the red, white, and blue. I can still hear the siren sound, and I hate it. Headlines read death was drug related. What does crack have to do with the life that's being taken? Drugs that one is using or money that one is making. No one could bear the pain of his mother, I know it hurt it. The thought of a son being beaten then murdered. Too late to turn the other cheek now, cause I'm bothered. This little girl's gonna grow without a father. And all we could do for Brother Rich is say peace. And make sure the killing cease. Cause if we don't have justice, then there is no peace. No peace. This is the message you're sending me. Killing my brothers makes you my enemy. Another man's heaven is a black man's hell. If you think he's not your enemy, then time will tell. Cause America's a prison. America's a prison. America's a prison and we wanna be released. So what time is it? No justice, no peace. No peace, no peace. No justice, no peace. No peace, no peace. No justice, no peace. No peace, no peace. No justice, no justice, no peace. No peace, no peace. No justice. Hey, yo, this goes out to Richie Lou and his family. Stay strong, peace.
Peace. This is J. Rue the Damager with DJ Fusion on the FuseBox.
He's in transit. Her true greatness can never be planned with. Questions without answers, kingdom mind is the canvas. JR is back with potent and dopeness, yup, that's the standard. The whack we had to throw it back, the illest we canned it. And served it to the people who took the realness for granted. Now they appreciate the flow so candid. Outlandish to ever think that music would die. It's too gigantic, it never ends, we never retire. Penning these manuscripts, sanction these melodies, the people enchanted. Sign of the times urgent, the masses are frantic. From home base to across the Atlantic. The advantage is people know the name worldwide, never get stranded. The network planted firm, visions expanded. It take a nation of millions, never just single-handed. Kid antics all over the planet, the style's branded. We celebrate the beats and rhymes, exceed the bandwidth. Jam this, word. Always supply them vibes that will take you high. And the music never will die, cause we multiply. We can never retire, cause this is how we live life. And the music never will die, cause we multiply.
Audible mathematician, blasted addiction, turning kids into being a being, believing in wisdom. If you just turn, you get burnt like you're peeing disease out the tip. You raw dog, that's why you need it. Prescription, the doctor been clever with every incision. I mean, there ain't a cut I ain't been in. I ain't deliver skill with precision. Until you build with some vision, you'll continue to fly. Flapping about your fly, but it really just seems you follow the flock. Novelty gone, to homogenize comedy across. Of being who you think they lean into and just being lost. And even when I'm scheming about how we gonna beat the boss, it's not the money, my team is hungry trying to feed them all. And them all in, but even if I'm falling, we all win. My people will answer the call without stalling. We marching on a mission just to live out our lives. Whether or not you want it, love always multiplies. So what? And we
will always supply them vibes that will take you high. And the music never will die, cause we multiply. We can never retire, cause this is how we live life. And the music never will die, cause we multiply. I know the real is too many of us. The mainstream got you thinking it's not enough of it. The true science says hip-hop is forever king, but all these rappers that you're seeing looking like puppets. Stuff it, hush up your pie hole, and take a lesson about fly flows, desire those. Although rap stardom doesn't require those, you should wanna elevate, just ice, now your mind froze. Boundless measures combined with endless textures, and thorough attempts to reach the top, no pressure. Now add that to 15 years of jams and still going. I think that deserves the best of. Indeed, we stand a test of time with these rhymes and insight. We've been on flights and spread love through windpipes, aligning incredibly. Some might just let it be. Who me, I keep a top pedigree, adding on to my legacy forever be. Yeah. We'll always supply them vibes that will take you high. And the music never will die, cause we multiply. We can never retire, cause this is how we live life. And the music never will die, cause we multiply.
If they kill me on Friday, bury me on Sunday, mourn for me Monday, well then you gotta let me go. Then you gotta let me go.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
If they kill me on Tuesday, bury me on Wednesday, mourn for me Thursday, well then you gotta let me go. Well then you gotta let me go. 'Cause Saturdays are for celebration.
Mama, no need to worry about me. I promise that I'll be home soon. God got me like every day. Why the devil like what you gon' do? Temptation ain't motivation. This money could never make it better. Caddy cleaner than it never been, but it's blood all on my wooden level. Ain't no telling if I'ma get it right. Look to God up under city lights. Pray to God he wanted me to ball, 'cause being broke ain't really living life. People dying like every day. If I leave, tell them take care for me. If I ain't fit to see the sun again, somebody say a prayer for me.
If they kill me on Friday, bury me on Sunday, mourn for me Monday, well then you gotta let me go. Then you gotta let me go. If they kill me on Tuesday, bury me on Wednesday, celebration.
In the event of my demise, I won't go kicking and screaming. I know that God had a reason, just don't give up believing. As long as the sun shines after the storm, so we don't cry at the dinner table. Rejoicing, just be thankful. I made it home, second line, safe and sound. Battle with drinking, so please don't pour me no liquor. Eye on the curb, fight the urge to go retaliate. Carry on, just be strong enough to walk away. Speak the truth, even if they crucify me. Free my soul, even if they change my body. Look to God, if ain't nowhere to go. Beware those prophets that touch a leg before they touch a soul. We reap what we sow. When the boat man coming, gotta pay what we owe. Jesus walked, so I run to him. How can they love me when I'm knowing what they done to him?
If they kill me on Friday, bury me on Sunday, mourn for me Monday, then you gotta let me go. Then you gotta let me go. If they kill me on Tuesday, bury me on Wednesday, mourn for me Thursday, then you gotta let me go. Then you gotta let me go. Saturdays are for celebration.
Somewhere this thing got crazy. I just been driving Miss Daisy with my hands on the steering wheel and my eyes on the pavement. I give up about where they went. I owe my lawyer a payment. Ain't talking about no arraignment. Now I wonder what the rain went. I just been all in my mind. Homies tell me I'm stressing. I've been counting what's on my bucket list and not all my blessings. I think it's time for a lesson. Hold up, pay attention. I can't end up like my mama, papa, antidepressants. My therapist think I'm crazy. What she probably does. All the stress I'm under, I wonder why I don't do drugs. Raised in a household full of killers and thugs. I've been in doubt so long, don't know who I was, but I know who I am. Yes, I know who I is. Please pardon my grandma Daisy vibing with this. I just been vibing.
Bino the realest, this beat made me kill it, her feet to the ceiling. She said that she loved me, she never said that in college. 3005 is our mileage, I'm in my lane like a breeze, because I'm moving in silence. We still ain't broke down yet, all the flashing lights and a couple Crown Vics. Wanna rock a crown, get a ring on her left, so get the speed up, she don't wanna get left. Relationships look closer in that rear view. You finally slow it down and realize she ain't nowhere near you. So now you gotta stop, part, put that neutral. Yeah, you really love her, but is she worth your future? Your Sierra, your Beyonce, they be saying he got money. Think that can be with Kanye if he left driving the driveway. Yeah, I know who you are, yeah, I know who you is. We were driving together, when we met we were kids. You ain't know about the biz, I ain't know about it either. I see you in that new ride, I flash my lights when I see you. I just be driving, yeah.
just been driving this day. I 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 just been driving this day.
Now listening to FuseBox Radio with DJ Fusion.
The motion of a march, Bonaparte. My soldiers know that it's cold, but we enlisted. No phones on my feet, but there's go-go in my drums. So you already know the where I'm from, don't be dumb. And we gon' make you understand our language like the British. Go in with all that, young and nice, slim, vicious. That's what the city whisper in my ear when I come visit. I could kick it in the area I'm from, ain't nothing different. Because my people know that when I travel, I'm just marching on a mission to introduce to the globe that we the gifted. Exquisite at this rap, so cover me in paper. I'm marching to the bank, my shoebox went into labor.
I hope y'all ain't feeling tired yet. I'm tired winning for the line. Let's go to cities we reside in. When we rhyme, you hear that violence. Quick to read and shit, our voices show. That is our culture, they exploit it all. Been a long time, bro. Till we cross that finish line, yo.
If it's the last dance, check out my grandstands. We deep rooted, keep moving, spreading the brand. Champagne, that freedom flow, we gon' stampede them. Ask amigos how we go, they say the trio's that frio. Precious, they say bless us with the precious like Smeagol. Chin the right regal, making them regroup. My rhyme book is an easel, and I'm spilling that acrylic over the page. Motivate, multiply, apologize, fold away. Every levy, every time, demonstrate how we lift away. True, you are who you are, but this is what you ain't. A myth a day, then we forget the history. Loud enough to turn the mic up and ain't got shit to say. In disarray, turn your forehead this away. Attention span short. The signal was distortion. Cause it. Nobody wanna put in that work if they wanna be bosses. If you take it, never giving, then you're living like corpses. Get rich and put your picture in the portrait. Then tell whoever sent you Diamond District is the fortress. We lighting torches when we combining forces. Fighting like it's 63-28 for all.
That is our culture, they exploit it all. Been a long time, yo. Till we cross that finish line, yo.
Got that chain you gon' die for. You got that Benz you gon' ride for. You this again, I came down from the sky for. God said it ain't my fault. You got your gift, you gon' make money with it. You can go right or left, breadwinner or bummy, but any you got your rights, you gon' stand for. No question on this side, cause we add on. I'ma say what's needed on this platform. Trayvon died in the grass, y'all. J lace for wax instead of hash, y'all. Already got a war, preserved to put the plaques on. 2093 till, like Emmett waiting. Watch how we transcend over imitations. But on imitation, y'all perpetrating. We demonstrating, feel long awaited. Oh, you like that real? This should be your speakers. If you riding down Georgia, you're gonna go to Reedus. Oh, I used to live on King, that's right after Keeper. Grew up like you in the field or you on the bleachers. You want your moms out the hood, right? Ropes crawling in and out with your good nights. Landlord said 30 days. That was the birth for my dirty ways. But when it's all said and done, it's a special place where we from. Open the balance, compare our shit to the sun. Dressed in the wind, we are the ones.
That's why we march on. Still we gotta march on.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
Feeling fresh, walking down the block, about to see my boo, it's about 6 o'clock. Love is love, it's been a long time coming. 9 long years, I know she missed my loving. Hugging, kissing in the center of the kid. She gonna fall out when she see me at the crib. Ding dong, can I speak to Bamboo? It's me, Penelope, stop acting a fool. She said, damn, I thought you was dead. Not a phone call, not a card in the mail. For real, a phone call? Stop. You know I had to up and leave. I told you I'll be back, girl, what you ain't believe. She told me 9 was too long and she got a new man. One who gonna stay and hold it down for the fam. So scram, there's no more love for the kid. So I turned my head down and walked away from the crib.
So many times I've been alone so long. How to pull myself together, grab my heart a brand new heart. Got a good thing going on, can't let you mess with my flow. Too little, too late. Love don't leave you no more.
Love is love. Tony's back up on the owl. Gone for 9 years like 9 months to a child.
Cried so many times.
Where's my boo at? I need to see Bamboo. I got a lot of things in my mind to explain to you.
Love don't live here no more. Love don't live here no more.
It's like that. Okay, then where you put all my stuff at then? I swear we've been doing this for too long. I done came home, you got another man. You know what? Oh, word, so you over it? That's absurd. I never did a damn thing to deserve it. This is a man's world. I go away, come home looking for you. Now you f***ed up the plans, girl. You another man's girl, that ain't kosher. Once you see the kid's face, you supposed to drop what you're doing, show your loyalty and love. Step out on the porch with a kiss and a hug. Yo, you bugging.
Cried so many times. I've been alone so long. How to pull myself together, got my heart a brand new heart. Got a good thing going on, can't let you mess with my flow. Too little, too late. Love don't leave you no more.
Love is love. Tony's back up on the owl. Gone for 9 years like 9 months to a child.
Cried so many times.
Where's my boo at? I need to see Bamboo. I got a lot of things in my mind to explain to you.
Love don't live here no more. Love don't live here no more.
Just can't understand, you know. I treated you, I gave you everything you wanted. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got another dude laying in the bed, wearing my robes, weighing you out. I know I was gone, but damn, I just can't get it, baby. But I loved you though, man. And I still do though.
Ladies and gentlemen, FuseBox Radio Show.
Couldn't be. There's no earthly way of knowing
He's singing.
which direction we are going. There's no knowing where we're rowing or which way the river's flowing. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is a hurricane a blowing?
light is showing, so the danger must be growing. Are the fires of hell a-glowing? Is the grisly reaper mowing? Yes! The danger must be growing, for the rowers keep on rowing, and they're certainly not showing any signs that they are flowing!
To 1, 2, we be the FuseBox contingency. Check now the frequency of NYCC Jersey. Half man, half serpentine, work suburb energy, or soul food. CCCC's me and a fusion be broadcast infinity of two souls. She, me. So electricity for global spirit beings, one love. We be Grand Dragon, God masculine in the vicinity. FuseBox, ill creation. And you know we here for the duration. DNA of amazing. Spray painted ancient pages. Third I start vibrating. And you know we astral placed and yes indeed FuseBox radio like I don't know. Tell a friend, tell a foe, and yes indeed tell a hoe. And tell everybody we're gonna get Dana, yo. Yes, indeedy. Fusion, what's the deal, yo?
Hey, yo, the Nappy Grand is in the building.
Dana, rock on. Alright, yo.
Ain't nothing like a nice bowl of cornflakes in the morning to smooth you out. Milky, cereal,
baby.
Milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
baby.
Milky, cereal, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the baddest female of them all? It was Frosted Flake, she loved to bowl, and although her skin was white, she had a lot of soul. Rich female, very debonair, driving her Rolls with rollers in her hair. We was hanging out, pumping the stereo. She took me to a club, I think the name was Cheerios. She walked like she was jumping a hurdle. I was happy as a kid that just saw Mutant Ninja Turtles. A guy walked over, said your earring's cute. I said I'm wearing an earring, but it ain't no Fruit Loop. Me and Frosted went to get a drink, but she ordered something bugged and I ain't know what to think. She ordered potassium and calcium, carbohydrate, scotch with sodium. She took me to a crib, threw me on the couch. I woke up the next morning with a spoon in my mouth. She's milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky, cereal, milky, cereal. I went to Vegas, didn't think it'd do any harm. I bumped into this girl named Lucky Charm. For some reason we walked in the rain. She had a 4-leaf clover with a big gold chain. She had a salary that was full of calories for real, and I was in the mood for a home-cooked meal. So we went to be alone, but we had to be quiet cause the corn pops was home. Kissed the neck, kissed the back, kissed the arms. I said forget it, let me see your Lucky Charms. When we began, her hairstyle was neat, but when I left the next morning it looked like shredded wheat. Talked about marriage, I said that's risky. Besides, it's such a waste of Rice Krispies. She had a robe with the velour material. Her pops woke up, I said hello Mr. Cereal. I came this morning to deliver the paper. He said stop frontin', I know you caught the vapors. That's my daughter, so save the crooning. You better find another bowl of cereal or stick your spoon in. You know what I'm saying? Milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal. Yeah, check this out here. Cereal. Then there was Pebbles, times was rough. She was turning tricks to get a Cocoa Puff. Her mind was gone, but she turned me on. In fact, she was wearing an Applejack hat with a full-length fox and some pink bobby socks. Her father had a greedy disease, fried chicken pox. We called him Hungry Jack. He talked like Tyson and he dressed like the Mac. He invited me out to lunch with an old army buddy and his Captain Crunch. The waiter said, Jack, what would you like today? He said, I don't know, just make it special, K. He said, cool, came back with the order. That's when I said, hey, yo, Jack, I like your daughter. He said, Pebbles, boy, are you crazy? I said, nah, I wanna ride in a Mercedes. She could sing while I'm swinging her thing, cause the burger tastes better than Burger King. He said, go party, do some mingling. You and my daughter, your brain must be jingling. I said, it's smooth, no disrespect. She signed a prenup so she don't get half of my wheat check. Then we walked down the aisle, our honeymoon was milky. Cereal style, you know what I'm saying? Cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
baby,
milky, cereal, milky. Hey!
I'm gonna rock it and not stop it. On top it, FuseBox it. To try to block it, but can't stop it. Here come the comet, you know them clocking. This jocks and rocking, constant. This hot knit not to be boxed in. With the tit politicky with a lot of only the chick get the deals. Nicky object, a raw rocket to your mama's hot spot with the Egyptians rocking it non-stop. You know my team will always be on top style. The Bronx, Brooklyn, Jersey, Queens, and Harlem. Black Hawk, walking, not a dog was a kid. Haunting, FuseBox of funkin', frontin' till life's exhausted, but not bought in. FuseBox call, FuseBox call, FuseBox call, FuseBox call, and FuseBox is calling me. The audibly pull raw got all of me. The vortice, of course, we choose to rock accordingly. So now go explore, funk with more with light beam again. Coming and funkin' it up again. Tri-State is up at it again. DMV's checking again. Yes, we get down again. Coming and funkin' it up again. Tri-State is up at it again. Hudson River is at it again. Yes, we gonna rock it again. Essex County's rocking again. DMV is checking again. NYC is with me again. Coming on, checking out with, coming on, checking out as we get down. Coming on, checking out as we hit sound. Come on, checking the fuse box is coming around.
DJ Red Alert with the 45 King Special.
What a brother, no, once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the untenable, public enemy number one, 5 volts at 3, and I got them, and I tell them never had a gun, but it's the wax that determined it ain't fun, and they got me in the cell, cause my records they sell, cause a brother like me said, well, than nothing you wanna listen to. What they can say to you, what you wanna do is follow for now. Tell what the people say, make a miracle, be the lyrical. Black is back, all in, we're gonna win, check it out. Yeah, yo, come on. Here we go again. The brother is madder than mad at the fact that you work like a senator. On the road, but you treat it like soap on a rope, cause the beats and the lines are so dope. Listen for lessons I'm saying inside music that the critics are blasting me for. Still never care for the brothers and sisters, why cause the country has us up for the war. You got to get them straight. Come on now, they're gonna have to wait till we get it right. Radio stations are questioning their blackness, they call us a black, but we'll see if they'll play this. Power to the people! 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 How low can you go? Death row? What a brother know. Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the untenable, public enemy number one. 5 volts at 3, and I got numb. And I tell them that I really never had a gun, but it's the wax that determined they the X-Fun. And they got me in the cell, cause my records they sell, cause a brother like me said, well, another product than I think you wanna listen to. What they can say to you, what you wanna do is follow for now. How the people say, make a miracle, be the lyrical. Black is back, all in, we're gonna win, check it out. Yeah, yo, come on. Here we go again. How do the people? How do the people? So good. How do the people?
Right here on the FuseBox Radio.
Never madder than back, cause the brother is madder than mad at the fact that's corrupt like a senator. On the road, but you treat it like soap on the rope, cause the beats and the lines are so dope. Listen for lessons I'm saying inside music that the critics are blasting me for. They'll never care for the brothers and sisters, why cause the country has us up for the war. You got to get them straight. Come on now, they're gonna have to wait till we get it right. Radio stations are questioning their blackness, they call us the black, but we'll see if they'll play this. Out of the people! Out of the people! So what? So what? Out of the people! Out of the people! So what? So what? So that we can do it, cause we always do it. Yeah, boy! Out of the people! So what? So what? Out of the people! So what? So what? Out of the people! So what?
Saying you want more, sound tight, and wish you're that keep you real good when you're part of a kid and play adventure. I think it's time to make the floor burn. What I'm saying is, it's your turn to do things you've always wanted to. Here's the jam from Kid and Play to you. Listen up to what I'm saying here, work it out, or you ain't staying here. Troopers and troopers should know this. Listen close, don't blow this chance to get next to the opposite sex. It means if you ain't down, use the exit just like Brutus. We always knew this. On the strip, y'all, we can do this.
Yo, you believe when
when they say we ain't shit, we can't grow. All we are is dope dealers and gangsters and hoes. And you believe when they be telling you lie. All on the media, they make the world look crazy to keep you inside. Why you listen when the teachers at school know you a young single parent out struggling? They think you a fool. Give your kids bad grades and put them in dumber classes. Killing shorty future, I wonder how do we last it? Underground in their casket, ancestors turning. I'm learning something every day, there is no Lazarus. Words like God is Greek or Latin. So if you study Egypt, you'll see the truth written by the masters. My niggas is chilling, getting high, relaxing, envisioning ownership. Yeah, it can happen. What do we own? Not enough land, not enough homes, not enough banks to give my brother a loan. What do we own? The skin on our backs. We rent and we ask for reparations. Then they hit us with tax and insurance if we live to be old. What about now? So stop being controlled. We black zombies.
Walking, talking dead, though we think we're living.
Black zombies.
We just copycat, following the system.
Black zombies.
Walking, talking dead, though we think we're living.
Black zombies.
We just copycat, following the system.
Black zombies. Hey yo, we trapped in our own brain. Fuck behind bars, we've already gone insane. They've already gave up, cut our own heads off, stab our own backs and dream too much without fulfilling reality. Too greedy and can't have 1 or 2 chains, we need 3 of them. Can't have 1 or 2 guns without squeezing them on our own people. And fuck black leaders, cause whites ain't got none leading them. The rhythm is cosmic, Nas is divinity, the deity's profitless. All get down and get up. Victims walking around with Down syndrome all stuck, fainting, shouting, catching Holy Ghost in church. Scared to do it for ourselves lest we see somebody doing it first. We begged, we prayed, petitioned and demonstrated just to make another generation. Black zombies.
Walking, talking dead, though we think we're living.
Black zombies.
We just copycat, following the system.
Black zombies.
Walking, talking dead, though we think we're living.
Black zombies.
We just copycat, following the system.
Black zombies. Scared to be yourself, cause you in a trance. Feel free, hear the music and dance. If you care what they think, why wear what they wear? Just be you. Dumb niggas with long beards like the Arabs or Jews are from Israel. Bismillah, El-Rahman, El-Rahim. Islam's a beautiful thing. A Christian and Rastafari helps us to bring peace against the darkness, which is ungodly. So what's the black man's true religion? Who should we follow? Use your own intuition. You are tomorrow. That's the sound of the beast. I'm a Columbia record slave, so get paid. Control your own destiny. You are a genius. Don't let it happen to you like it did to me. I was a black zombie.
Walking, talking dead, though we think we're living.
Black zombies.
We just copycat, following the system.
Black zombies.
Walking, talking dead, though we think we're living.
Black zombies.
We just copycat, following the system.
Black zombies. Wake up. Black zombies in a spell for more than 400 years. Ghetto niggas won't have it no more. Can I get a witness? While listening to somebody else tell you how to do it when you could do it yourself. It's all in you.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
Let me tell it. if you're nasty. Nasty boys, don't leave them. Oh, you nasty boys. Nasty. Nasty boys, don't leave the chain. Play. Oh, you nasty boys. Hey, who's that thinking nasty thoughts? Nasty boys. Who's that in that nasty car? Nasty boys. Who's that eat that nasty fruit? Nasty boys. Who's jamming to my nasty groove? Nasty boys. Ladies, nasty boys don't mean a thing. Oh, you nasty boys.
I'm the Earth Shaker, the Earthquaker. Code name, Peacemaker. I cover the whole universe. Saturn, Venus, the Moon and Mars. I'm the power in a thunderbolt, the twinkle in all the stars. The original Earth satellite. You can't see me, 'cause I'm really out of sight. I take care of all the problems in the world. Local, national, international, universal. Even show you how to keep peace with all the girls. Now I take all the chances and never fail. 'Cause I dine on all the power of space and wash it down with atomic cocktails. If you need me, don't despair. I'll be there. Smile, dial, my mind, mine. L-O-V-E. Love, yeah. My work is never done, and when I fight, don't need a gun. Why I'm so cool, I can freeze the heart of the sun. The original day tripper, looking for a fight. Hipper than the Big Dipper. Mission, make the whole wide world right. Just ask Uncle Sam, who really brought the peace to Vietnam. He'll say right away, the Earth Shaker, the Earthquaker, code name, Peacemaker.
because you gotta get lost because you know you're soft. Step, 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 step off because you gotta get lost because you know you're soft. Step, 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 step off because you gotta get lost because you know you're soft. Step, 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 step off because you got to get lost because you know you're soft.
I was sitting on the corner just wasting my time, and when I realized I was the king of the rhyme, I got on the microphone, and what do you see? The rest was my legacy. I was born to be the king of the bebop swing that has stands in my dance, big diamond rings. I own a castle in a Yahoo million and gold, cause rap is a game that I control. To the DJ Scratch, you met your match, cause we coming out fresh with a brand new batch. So taking you off into the galaxy, it's vicious, vicious, viciously.
Step, 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 step off because you gotta get lost because you know you're soft. Step, 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 step off because you gotta get lost because you know you're soft.
It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Broken glass everywhere, people on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a torch repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head.
It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Beat Street, the king of the beat. You see him rocking that beat from across the street. And Beat Street is a lesson too, because you can't let the streets beat you.
New York, big city of dreams, and everything in New York ain't always what it seems. You might get fooled if you come from out of town, but I'm down by law and I know my way around.
Too much, too many people, too much. Too much, too many people, too much. Break down! Let's drop it. And nobody hears what the people say. It's the time of let's drop it.
It's a game of business, and in the end we fight.
To new, young, and old are bought and sold, and everybody thinks they're right.
War is a game of business, a game we shouldn't play, because men with guns killed all our sons and blew us all away, and they called it
Paranoia is almost over, cause nobody hears what the people say. Paranoia is almost over. Ha, 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 ha.
People call me crazy, people call me sweet, just because
Yes indeedy, yes indeedy, yes indeedy do. You shouldn't be confused about the fresh musical chicks screws, the music mix moves, interludes, best, yes, that's a special act from my accused. Galactic, nappy, grand dude, so food from womb, so it's there's no question who. Black Hawk, Fiji fusion, rock and tones, music tunes, Jananado, 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 Jananaki, Cool Cosmos, Hop, Touch, Notch, Beam, FuseBox, and option, you rock, shock, knock, constantly. 1, 2, who want to feel the dream? Yes, we need a yes indeed, a yes indeed they do. We're gonna rock it now for the whole world and crew. Yes, we are gonna rock it now and keep it straight. Yes, sit down, we are gonna funk and illustrate.
Do I love you? Do I lust for you? Am I a sinner because I do the two? Can you let me know? Right now, please.
Yo, the nappy man is in the building.
Question the authority. Chairman of the board, chief of affections. Got minds to sway your direction. Hip hop song, you know. Banana apple bone, you gotta put me on. Banana apple bone, you gotta put me on. Banana apple bone, I said you gotta put me on. Banana apple bone, you gotta put me on. Banana apple bone. Some brothers don't. Only you can see through your elaborate eyes. Only you and me, honey, the love never dies. Satisfaction, I have the right tactics. And if you need them, I got crazy prophylactics.
Right here on the FuseBox Radio Broadcast.
Rap songs. Gotta put me on. Gotta put me on. Gotta put me on. Gotta put me on. Gotta put me
Get down, da da da, get down, da da da, get down, da da da, get down. The FuseBox of sound bounce around the lost and found. Oh yes, when we get up, we get down. We gonna turn the funk up and turn the thing around. The uncountable, astoundable, unbound souls. The super soundable, more outful than the walking gold. The upper bound, the undersoundable, but the bounce grows. There they go. There they go. There they go. Watch it, the special, the sound of the data, the display. Hey, ladies, the hottest DJs on the internet or airways. FuseBox Rocket Relay, reaching all galaxies. We rockin' today onto eternity. Here come the spear chucking, titty sucking, scratching, cutting. Oh, beating bucks and God we trust, the funks and musket. Oh, I love the woman in the boat, and here come the soul locomotion. FuseBox prime show till time is soldier. I figure vigoro, nigger, river for soul glow. So scope the open show, yo. Ding ding,
Thank you.
This is County, baby, 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 baby.
Come on, Daywalker!
That's him! That's him! Get him! Fuck him up! We're gonna jack you up! Make him hurt bad! Woo!
Right here on the FuseBox Radio.
Quick. I'm getting a little tired of chopping you up. Thought I might try fire for a change. Give my regards to Frost.
FuseBox Radio. Right here on the FuseBox Radio.
Master mix those number 1 tunes. Master mix those number 1 tunes.
That's my man throwing down.
I think you'll agree. It's dynamite. That's all the time we have tonight. Join us next time. Good night.